Welcome back. Today, I want to talk about something that's really personal to me, and that is magical thinking. Now, I don't mean stage magic, though I love a good card trick. I mean the kind of magical thinking where you believe the universe is sending you signs, or that crystals are secretly curing your stress, or that you just know when Mercury is in retrograde because things feel off, man. And I believed in all of it. Astrology, omens, rituals, gods, you name it. For years, I thought the universe had this secret code. And if I just paid close enough attention, I could tap into hidden powers. The truth is, our brains are kind of wired to believe weird things. But the good news, once you understand how your brain tricks you, you can start seeing through it. So today, I'm going to share the top things that help me break from magical thinking, the biases, the psychology tricks, the skeptical heroes, and some resources that really opened my eyes.
I suggest no supernatural explanation, Captain.
One of the biggest game changers for me was learning about cognitive biases.
Is creating a severe bias in the subspace continuum.
Those shortcuts our brains take that can lead us way off track. Take confirmation bias, for example. This is when you only notice the stuff that confirms what you already believe. Like when I used to do spells, if something good happened afterwards, or if something that my spell was saying was going to happen, I'd be like, wow, the spell worked. But if nothing happened, well, I just conveniently forget about it. My brain kept all of the hits and tossed out all of the misses. Or the availability heuristic.
Of the heuristic associative pathways.
That's where the most dramatic, memorable examples stick in your mind. Like if I saw a crow and then got good news, I'd lock that into memory. But the 50 other times I saw a crow and nothing happened, those just disappeared from memory. Magicians like Darren Brown show this all the time. He'll convince someone he can read their mind or predict their future. But really, he's just exploiting psychology. And watching him later made me realize I was doing the same thing to myself. Next is the Barnum effect. This one blew my mind when I learned about it. Basically, we find vague, general statements personally meaningful, even though they apply to almost everyone. Astrology is the perfect example. Horoscopes would tell me stuff like, you have a strong need for others to like and admire you, but you also tend to be critical of yourself. And I think, oh my God, that's so me. But then I found out about an experiment by James Randi. He gave a group of students all the same horoscope, didn't tell them, and asked them to rate how accurate it was. Almost everyone said, that's eerily accurate. But it was literally word for word identical for the entire class. That's when it clicked. Astrology wasn't magical. It was just exploiting a quirk in human psychology. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. And the third thing was seeing how skeptics actually tested these claims. James Randi again. He famously offered a $1 million challenge to anyone who could prove paranormal powers under controlled conditions. Spoiler alert, nobody ever won the money. Not psychics, not astrologers, not dowsers. When they were tested fairly, the magic just disappeared. Then there's Penn and Teller's show Bullshit. I binged it when I first started questioning things, and honestly, it was like a cold shower for my brain. They tore apart everything from psychics to New Age healing to alien abductions, and they did it in this funny, brutally honest way that made it clear how much people get taken advantage of. The big lesson, if something is true, it can handle being tested. If it falls apart the second you shine a flashlight on it, well, maybe it wasn't magic to begin with. Another huge influence was the book Why People Believe Weird Things by Michael Shermer. Shermer's main point is that humans are pattern-seeking animals. Our brains are built to connect the dots, even when the dots aren't really connected. That's how you get constellations out of random stars, or omens out of crows. I had a perfect example of this in my own life. I saw a crow right before I got some good news, and I thought, wow, that was a sign from Valhalla. My brain connected those events because it felt meaningful, but really, it was just coincidence, a crow doing crow things, and me looking for patterns. Learning about Shermer's work helped me see that I wasn't crazy. I was just human. My brain was doing what human brains do. Here's the last and maybe most important thing. I didn't just lose magical thinking. I replaced it with something better. When I started learning about probability and statistics, coincidences stopped feeling magical and started feeling expected. Of course, sometimes weird things happen. With billions of people on the planet, improbable events are happening constantly. I also discovered science communicators who showed me that reality is way more awe-inspiring than my spell or ritual. Like stars exploding to create the elements in my body? That's more magical than astrology could ever be. Evolution weaving together the story of us, of the history of life. That's a story far richer than anything I read in myth. So yeah, walking away from magical thinking didn't leave me empty. It left me curious, excited, and honestly more connected to reality than I ever felt before. So those are the top things that helped me break free from magical thinking. Understanding cognitive biases, recognizing the Barnum effect, seeing claims tested by skeptics, reading Why People Believe Weird Things, and replacing woo with real wonder. If you're on your own journey out of magical thinking, I hope some of these tools and resources help you too. And I'd love to hear your story. What was the moment you realized magical thinking wasn't so magical? Drop it in the comments. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in the next one. Be seeing you.
You see.